Hi, it's Tanya from My Forking Life, and today we're in the kitchen and we're making your favorite kale rice. Now, I'm going to use my pressure cooker to make this recipe, and I'm going to include stovetop directions in the blog post that you can check out below. Now, if you like this recipe, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you like recipe videos, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The one thing I love about this recipe is that it's rice, and I love rice, and also we get to add a healthy component of kale rice. I do like to add an extra ingredient to my kale rice, and my daughter loves it, so I'm going to always add it, and you can add it too. I'm going to go ahead and prepare my aromatics, meaning my onion and my garlic, because I love onion and garlic in just about everything, especially rice.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop a medium-sized onion into very small pieces. Then I've got here 3 cloves of garlic that I'm going to smash first and then nicely chop them as well into little small pieces.
All right, and now we're ready to get to our pressure cooker. So I'm going to go ahead and set my saute on my pressure cooker to the more setting, or whether you can also use medium high. Now, while I'm waiting for that to stay hot on the display, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my rice by rinsing it under some cold water to remove the excess starch. And so I like to rinse the rice. The other reason why I rinse the rice is because my mom always told me to rinse the rice, and when your mom tells you to rinse the rice, you kind of just rinse the rice.
All right, and now we're going to add some butter, about 2 tablespoons. And then I'm going to go ahead and melt that in my pressure cooker insert. And I'm going to add all those nicely chopped onions. And we're going to saute that for a little bit. Then we're going to add our nicely chopped garlic.
Saute. I seriously could just eat this right now, but it's not done yet. Now I'm going to add the remainder of the ingredients to the pressure cooker. Well, not all of the ingredients. I'm actually going to add the rice that I've rinsed. That's there. And I'm going to just give it a quick stir just to get some of that butter flavor on it. Not that long. I'm going to add about 2 cups of water.
A little bit of salt. And we're going to add my special ingredient, rice vinegar. It's like sushi rice, but not really, but it kind of, a little bit.
So while we wait for our rice to finish pressure cooking, we're going to prepare our kale because we're going to add it after our rice has been pressure cooked and after we fluff our rice with a fork or knife or whatever.
So I've got some kale here that I'm going to cut. This is very curly kale, and I'm just going to remove those thick stems from the middle and chop the leaves. I don't like the stems because I don't want to eat them while I'm eating my kale rice, so I just go ahead and get rid of them. And then I go crazy and chop everything else.
All right, we're back. So just to catch you up on what has happened, I went ahead and set the timer to 5 minutes. What ended up happening is our pressure cooker switched so that it could rise to pressure. That took about 5 to 6 minutes for it actually to rise to pressure and for the timer to start. Then the clock counted down for 5 minutes. And when that clock went off, we went ahead and let it naturally release for a full 10 minutes so that, one, when we release the rest of this pressure, stuff doesn't come spewing out of the spout. So I'm going to go ahead and slowly turn this valve from from sealing to venting. A little bit of water is coming out, but it's not like a ton of water or a ton of foam. And what we're waiting for is we're waiting for this little button to pop down to let us know that all of our pressure has been released. There it goes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open the lid. As you can see, we've got beautiful rice. And what I'm going to do is that chopped kale, I'm just going to go ahead and dump that in there. And then I'm going to slowly grab my spoon, kind of just stir that in the rice while it cooks, is because if I did it, what will likely happen is that kale will turn that water green and you would just have green rice and it wouldn't be as beautiful and appetizing looking. And so we just add it at the end. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cover back on here and just let it steam for about, like, don't touch it, don't do anything. You probably can even press cancel on the machine and just let it steam for about 2 minutes. And because once you put the cover on here, it's going to trap that heat and smoke in there, which is going to also continue to cook your kale. All right, so this has been sitting for about 2 minutes. Going to go ahead and take that cover off again.
And then we're going to use our spoon and serve our kale rice. It's beautiful.
Serve this with a side of chicken. You could actually even add chicken if you wanted to make it a one-pot meal. I just usually keep it as a side dish. It's hot.